Come out to the bar.
Hello YouTube, cheers and welcome to The Basement. My name is Bruce Lively.
Once again, I'm D-Boy Slim.
And The Basement is the first daily hip-hop debate show. From Tuesday through Friday, we tackle the most intriguing topics in hip-hop culture and the world around it. So welcome back, Basement family. And okay, every year, for as long as I can remember, the rapper Mad Skillz has had what he calls the yearly wrap-up, okay, R-A-P up. Where he talks about what happened that year, from politics to entertainment to world views even. Right around 2015 though, Uncle Murda decided to do the same thing. The same name, the same concept, the exact same thing every year.
Think about that. How y'all feel about that out there?
This year, Mad Skillz finally called him out on it. We can find out what he thinks about that. And he actually did a diss song. Uncle Murda responded. Let's just get into it. Today's question, Uncle Murda versus Mad Skillz. Who's wrong? Who's right? Who got played? With that being said, let's go. Yeah.
It's beef again.
It's gonna be mixed feelings.
We got another beef brewing. This time, y'all heard of this guy, the Brooklyn MC, Uncle Murda. He decides to pretty much, in his own words, jack Mad Skillz song and concept of the yearly wrap up and make it into his own. Similar, but not the same, but similar to when people were questioning Drake and saying, does he write his own raps? There was another question proposed, and is that important to hip hop fans anymore? And I kind of think that way about this situation. I'm myself personally an old school fanatic fan and traditionalist at that. So I tend to, like to hold on to traditions that were laid down by the greater MCs or whatever, by the forefathers, the gatekeepers, if you will. And I sound like an old dude when I say that, but there was a time when biting was just a no-no. It was like, that's just a no-no.
Facts.
But I think we're in a day and time where I have to ask myself, is that even important anymore?
Talk about it.
And so what me and Bruce will do, we'll dissect the whole situation. Was the song even good by Uncle Murda? We can start there.
Let's start here. There was that song and the diss. We're kind of doing two things. As you guys know, the wrap up was done by both people. Mad Skillz came back and had a diss track, and then Uncle Murda responded to that. So we're judging two things. Was the song good? Was it better? The wrap up and the diss song. Who won that? It's kind of like 2 in 1.
So for me, to stick to the topic of today, who's wrong and who's right? Mad Skillz is definitely not wrong in this situation. There's no way possible you could look at Mad Skillz, who was minding his own business and had his own yearly wrap up, and say that he was wrong. And I also think he was justified in coming out with a diss song about him. The only thing I give Murda on this is that he never tried to evade the fact that he took the idea in the song from Mad Skillz. As a matter of fact, he wears it as a badge of honor, and he says that's what Brooklyn does. We take stuff.
We're gonna talk about that.
So, but as it pertains to music is where some may draw the line, is where I usually draw the line, because it's one thing to physically run up on somebody and take something. It's another thing that, we're talking about artistry here.
Facts.
We're talking about art. So if somebody has, an idea from their head and they go and put it down and execute it and it comes out and it translates into good music, we usually celebrate that. We usually listen to that and we usually enjoy and embrace that in our culture. It's what made hip hop what it is. But battling and jostling and word playing back and forth and taking shots at each other, that's been a part of the culture for as long as I can remember as well. But biting, just like directly biting, like if I came out with a song named Beat It, or I'm Bad, or Thriller, somebody say, yo, Michael Jackson had a song named Beat It, I'm Bad, and Thriller. So that in itself, just in music culture, like not even just hip hop, just in music culture, it's kind of a forbidden, but hip hop, we stretch the rules around or whatever. And like I said, this is a new day. What we valued and what was important to us several years ago is not as important or not as valued as it once was. So I don't know, shed some light on it, Bruce. But I just think that in itself is whack. It's whack. And if you're gonna do that, then it better be the best song that anybody ever heard that year. Like it better, and it wasn't that. So, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it's whack. From before you even hear a lyric to the song, it's whack. In my mind, it's whack. But, okay, so you shed some light to it. Was the song nice? Was the wrap up ill?
Yeah, scoot back a little bit.
Did you feel the wrap up was ill?
I'm gonna be like this. Mad Skillz wrap up, the song was better. The singing in the front, the beat, the recording, the song was better.
That's a fact. He rapped off the power beat too.
It was better. He actually rapped about things that were more than just hip hop. The style was better.
Facts.
The sound of the song was better. I will give Uncle Murda, he had a lot. He had more wit in there.
This guy always says, "I'll take his lighter."
Thank you for bringing my lighter back 5 days later.
No.
Listen, the truth is, Uncle Murda had a little more wit in there. It was funny. He had really funny parts, like when he's talking about the Nicki versus the Remy. When he's talking about Puff and how and his references. He talked a little more about hip hop. He referenced 100 Shots with Young Dolph. It was mainly about hip hop, black culture, more than the yearly wrap up of everybody. And if that's what he was going for, that's fine. And I'm gonna to expound on what you were talking about, the biting situation. There's not just biting. You said Michael Jackson made Beat It. Weird Al Yankovic made Eat It.
Just eat it, eat it. Get yourself an egg and beat it.
It sounded the exact same, but it was parody. You knew what it was when you listened to it.
And he made a career out of it.
He made a career out of parody music. That's one type. There's 3 types here. There's homage, where somebody takes the beat, like what Mad Skillz did, or like what Remy Ma did with Sheether, where you take an idea and it's obvious you're showing homage to it by what you do with it. There's a third type, which is artistic, the artistic reference. An artistic reference would be Jay-Z quoting lines from Biggie. An artistic reference would be Eminem quoting lines all the way from Big Daddy Kane. And even almost a whole song of it sometimes. This is, you know what they are. Unfortunately, Uncle Murda, by saying in the front of it, nobody listen to Mad Skillz anymore and all this and being disrespectful.
Oh, it's that time of year again. The wrap up. Hey, yo, nobody want to hear Mad Skillz shit.
He did none of that. There was no artistic biting in any of this. I heard it and I was like, yo, that was pretty witty. That was funny. That was cool. He mentioned more things. It was 9 minutes long. Mad Skillz was only 6 minutes long. Unfortunately, you're whack when you have no artistic thought of your own. There was no artistic reference. There's no homage being paid. It wasn't a parody. If Uncle Murda had just came out and said, yo, I want to do the street version, the 100 Shots, the Dolph, I want to talk about Nicki and her brother, tell him not to drop the soap, he, ha, ha. If you just kept it there, it would have been what I call an artistic reference. everybody knows the wrap-up is mad Skillz, and he artistically referenced the idea, but in his own way. This is the Brooklyn wrap-up. But when you start out by disrespecting the inventor of what it is you're copying, you're whack. You're whack. You're whack. You didn't even think of it yourself, and the only thing you can think to do is talk about the person who invented it and not even give them the homage. This isn't like you said. It doesn't prove anything. When you go out on the street and you take somebody's chain or their shoes or their jacket, at least you can go back to the hood and say, hey, look how strong I am, and pump your muscle. I think that's whack too. We should be over that as black people anyway. But it's Brooklyn. That's what's up. But that's not nothing. All you did was go to the studio and take someone else's idea. I ain't with it, man. So who's wrong, who's right? You're right. Mad Skillz cannot be wrong. Cannot be wrong. Uncle Murda's definitely wrong. He's not right. Who played themselves? It's a different question.
Now, play yourself is a different thing. Now, what's happening now, he strategically planned to happen.
Right.
As a matter of fact, he may have planned this several years ago when he did it the first time. Because you would have to expect somebody to backlash and say, you know what, this is my song. Whatever. You gotta expect that. So, just like if when you're actually robbing somebody and when you're physically taken, you have to expect somebody to maybe fight back or
has to be a recoil.
Yeah. So I would say that, play himself, I think he expected for this to happen. And I think one I would say about Murda, this is how he came in the game. I remember he came in with the song where he was disrespecting Suge Knight, saying he had bailed Suge Knight out of jail to kill him. This is all Uncle Murda's song. And he was disrespecting a bunch of New York rappers. They should have corny anyway. They should have. Well,
that's been done since way
50,
back.
When 50 did it.
50 did it, M did it. Like it's
if they get your buzz up a little bit more, get your notches up a little bit more is what you was trying to accomplish. I guess. You know what I mean? To me,
until you get beat in the diss song.
Bitch, why you fail?
Now see,
Mad Skillz comes out with it. You finally pushed his buttons 3 years later. Mad Skillz finally comes out with a diss song and he beats you. And he finally acknowledges you and he beats you. You're a loser.
Loser.
You did play yourself. I take it back. You played yourself because you could have just kept it going cool. And no matter how witty your lyrics are, Uncle Murda, when you actually call the guy out when you didn't have to, and then he beats you in a diss song and your response is horrible, is whack, lackluster at best. You played yourself. I take it back. No matter how much wit you put in the song, you played yourself.
Now see, we'll switch stances on that.
Go ahead.
I don't necessarily feel he played himself because somebody like Uncle Murda, obviously he loves the controversy is what I'm trying to explain. Mm-hmm. This is how he came through the door. This is what he does. What's the old saying? There's no such thing as bad publicity. All publicity is publicity. So, and as long as that's a reality for somebody somewhere, then it is still be prevalent.
I give it that. I feel you on that. There is always a room for publicity. I just say, but when you start the beef and then go about it, you played yourself.
The way you go about it, because there's plenty of as Mad Skillz brilliantly put in his rap, like it's plenty of Brooklyn MCs.
That's way better.
You an ad-libber, that's all you do. I could name 20 Brooklyn rappers more relevant than you, so stop fucking with us. I'll go with Kane, Big, and Jay, but that's obvious. Buckshot, Tech and Steel, Rock and Ruck, Most Def, Quali, Master Ace, Fabulous, Foxy, Lil Kim and C's, Scott Zoo, Toure, Joel Ortiz, I'm a Joey Badass.
What do y'all think?
I give him the credit. I'll wrap it up like this. I give him the credit for having a 9-minute witty rap. That's it. Mad Skillz waited 3 years to even respond and still killed you. You mean you couldn't have something prepared for that? You didn't know it was coming? Yeah, you played yourself. there's the other side of it that it's just publicity. There's no such thing as playing yourself.
I mean, let's keep it a buck.
Yeah.
What else is Uncle Murda known for?
Facts.
So you say,
It's really not even that good of a rapper, man. Come on.
The biggest buzz is the rapper, which you took from somebody else.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna leave it on this though. Mad Skillz says, whoever told you to change your name to Murda when you was the one who got shot? You should kill them for that. Listen, what do you guys think, man? This is a mixed bag. I got a little bit of love for the lyrics.
Wrong. Mad Skillz could never be wrong.
Not
he
wrong.
created
There's
the
no way
rapper.
we can debate that. But played yourself. I say he did play himself. I say Uncle Murda played himself when he got beat.
Murda doing what Murda do. So I don't really think he played himself.
Well, that's where we disagree right there. There you go. What do you guys think? Leave the comments right down there. As usual, we got a couple people to shout out. Sonia Toombs commented. She said it's way too many to name. And that was our wackest rapper debate. I feel you, Sonia Toombs. Thank you for that. Cleopatra H. Listen, y'all go check out Cleopatra H. It's a YouTube page. Go there. She's got music. It's dope. She said Trinidad James. She agreed with you.
She put a question mark.
Oh.
Nah, James is the one all gold on my chain.
She knows who that is. I know she knows who that is.
Because you put a question mark.
But she put a question mark saying, was he really that bad? I don't think he belonged on that list. I don't think he's great, but he didn't belong on the worst list when you only had 3 to choose from.
Mr. Fleetwood commented. Rob Bass was whack?
He always say Rob Bass.
Now Vanilla Ice.
That's what I said.
Facts.
Rodney O, not the worst, man. Come on. Come on, man. Rodney O's not the worst. It came out in a time when everything was simple. I still think he had more to talk about than Vanilla Ice. Mr. Fleetwood commented again. Yo, Mr. Fleetwood, appreciate you nonstop, man. Keep watching. Tell your friends. King Ice commented, he got a wave going for himself, but it's not too many that he's better than lyrically. And I think he means Dolph, because King Ice always comments on Dolph. So if I'm right, let us know, King Ice, right down there. And I agree with you. He got his wave going on, but it's not too much that he's better than lyrically, but he's not top 3 of the worst. Last one, we're not. Pennywise, appreciate it. I'm not going to read your comment. It's inflammatory. That's what's up. You got it. Pennywise, King Ice, Mr. Fleetwood, Cleopatra H, Sonia Toombs, and there's another dude named Don T. I can't find it, but I know that you just subscribed. I appreciate that. All of y'all, tell your friends. Tune in. It's Tuesday, man. We got all week to go. Uncle Murda? Is he wrong? Right? Did he play himself? Only you got the answer to that.
Keep tuning in. Keep pressing that subscribe. Keep checking Bruce for those beats. Get at us.
Oh, Team Box Cutter Beats.
2018, the basement. We
Right
out
down there. Peace.